You don't need a venture capitalist. You don't need a rich uncle. You don't even need $50,000 in the bank. Only about 1 in every 2,000 startups ever raises venture capital. The other 99.95% either bootstrap their way to real revenue or they quietly shut down. Almost nobody talks about the ones who bootstrapped and won. I'm going to give you 7 rules that actually took real companies from $0 to $1 million, with real numbers, real names, and the one mistake that kills most of them before they get there. Sara Blakely started Spanx with $5,000 of her own savings. No investors, no loan. She still owns 100% of a company that's done an estimated $400 million in sales. That's not a fluke story. That's a pattern. Let's break down exactly how it works. Rule 1. Revenue first, perfection never. The single biggest killer of a $0 business isn't lack of money, it's waiting too long to launch. The rule? Build the smallest possible version of your product that a stranger would pay for and get it in front of customers immediately. Not when it's polished, not when you're proud of it, the moment it solves one real problem. GitHub launched as a public beta with barely any budget. Basecamp started as an internal tool a design agency built for itself, then sold to other companies once it worked. Neither waited for permission.
Rule 2. Reinvest before you pay yourself. Here's where most first-time founders sabotage themselves the moment money starts coming in. They treat the first profitable month as a paycheck instead of fuel. The rule bootstrapped founders who actually make it all follow. Your first profitable month's revenue goes back into the business, not into your pocket. Every dollar reinvested into acquiring customers or improving the product in month 6 compounds by month 18 in a way a salary draw never will. This isn't about suffering forever. It's about a short, deliberate window where you starve your own paycheck to feed the machine. Rule 3. You're almost certainly underpricing. This is the rule most founders break, and it's the quietest killer. Nearly every bootstrapped founder starts too cheap. It feels safer, lower price, less friction, more people say yes. But thin margins mean you can't afford mistakes, can't hire help, can't invest in growth. You end up busy and broke at the same time. The fix? Raise your price earlier than feels comfortable. The customers who leave because of price were never going to be your best customers anyway. The ones who stay are the ones who actually tell you what your product is worth. Rule 4. Pick a market that pays you again and again. Not every business idea can be bootstrapped, and this is why so many good ideas quietly die. Bad markets, anything tied to a single moment in time, weddings, one-off events, anything where the customer buys once and disappears. Marketplaces are brutal too because you're building 2 businesses at once, sellers and buyers, before either side has a reason to show up. Good markets, anything naturally recurring, invoicing, compliance, anything a business has to pay for every single month whether they like it or not. That's why so many boring-sounding software tools quietly become worth hundreds of millions. Recurring beats exciting every time.
Rule 5. Cut the subscription before it cuts you. Small companies die from 1,000 invisible subscriptions, not one big mistake. One bootstrap team that reached $1 million in 18 months review every single expense once a month and ask one question: what return are we actually getting on this? A CRM that costs thousands a month gets replaced with a $20 alternative. A contractor retainer that quietly auto-renewed gets cut the moment the project's done. The rule isn't spend nothing, it's nothing gets to autopilot. Every recurring cost earns its place every single month, or it's gone. Rule 6. Don't hire until the job is undeniable. Headcount is the single biggest cost most small companies carry, and overhiring early is one of the fastest ways to burn through a runway that took years to build. Before every hire, ask, do we truly need this person right now, full-time? Bootstrap companies lean hard on part-time help, contractors, and no-code tools before ever committing to a full salary. Every person you add is a fixed cost that doesn't disappear the month revenue dips. Rule 7. This takes years, not months. The average bootstrapped company takes almost 3 years to reach $1 million in annual revenue. Not 3 months, not 3 weeks, years. Here's the part that should actually make you feel better, not worse. The top performing bootstrapped companies only trail venture funded ones by about 4 months on that same timeline. Money isn't the advantage everyone assumes it is. Consistent execution is. MailChimp bootstrapped for over 20 years before selling for $12 billion. Nobody was talking about them for the first 10. None of these 7 rules require outside money. They require patience, reinvestment, and refusing to skip the boring parts. Which rule are you already breaking? Comment it below. And if you want the real numbers behind building something from nothing, subscribe. Grow Your Bread isn't done.